Hello, Windows Registry fans. I'm Kevin Ripa, and this is my Sans 3 Minutes Max. In this final teardown episode, we're going to look at an average MacBook Pro. The one we're looking at today is the new M1, but the same applies to, well, MacBook Pros going back years and years and years and years. On the MacBook Pro, we have these screws. We have 10 of them. These are pentalobe screws. They are not normal screws. They look like this under magnification. They take a special pentalobe screwdriver. They will not use a Torx screwdriver. You will tear these screws apart. I like to use a magnetizing block just to magnetize my screwdriver so that I don't lose the screws. That's all it takes. And then we start to take the screws out. I like to lay them out in the same order they came out in because in many cases, even just two of these screws may be about a thread length longer than all the other screws. And in that case, you're going to be in big trouble because if you try to put a longer screw in a hole where a shorter screw was, that you could pierce or crack a circuit board. Now that we have all the screws out, we can just lift up on this back panel. And you have to be careful because it is still, even though there's screws, it's held on by magnets. Now that we have it off, we get to see the inside. In this case, we have the batteries. We have the T2 security chip. We don't see a hard drive because the hard drive and the RAM are soldered right onto the motherboard. So you might say, well, why would I want to take it apart then? What if the batteries are damaged or they don't work anymore? You're going to need to replace them before the machine will start up. What if the screen itself has been smashed and we need to replace this entire clamshell in order to get the machine to work so that we can interact with it? Well, now you know how to take the back off without trashing the screws because that looks very unprofessional and embarrassing. But in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another episode of 3 Minutes Max.